Welcome to Part 7 of the Legal Professional and Ethical Framework in Prescribing. Respecting Capacity and Decision-Making. Under the Principles of the Mental Capacity Act, 2005. Presumption of capacity. Every adult is presumed capable of making their own decisions unless proven otherwise. It is not acceptable to assume incapacity without evidence. Support in decision-making. Individuals must be given all reasonable assistance, such as clear information or alternative communication methods, before concluding that they cannot decide for themselves. Unwise decisions. The right to make potentially unwise or unconventional choices is a fundamental aspect of personal autonomy. An unwise decision alone does not indicate a lack of capacity. This framework safeguards individuals' autonomy while ensuring that any assessment of capacity is fair and respectful. Acting in the best interests of individuals lacking capacity. When a person lacks the capacity to make decisions. Best interests principle. Any actions or decisions made on their behalf must prioritize their well-being, safety, and overall best interests. This includes considering their values, preferences, and previously expressed wishes. Least restrictive option. Efforts should be made to choose options that minimally impact the individual's basic rights and freedoms, ensuring they retain as much independence and autonomy as possible. This approach balances safeguarding vulnerable individuals with respecting their dignity and rights. Assessing the ability to make a decision. To determine if an individual can make a decision, they must demonstrate the following. 1. Understanding. The person must comprehend the information provided, including the nature and consequences of the decision. 2. Retention. They must be able to retain the information long enough to process it and make an informed choice. 3. Weighing information. The individual should be able to evaluate the pros and cons of the decision and consider the potential outcomes. 4. Communication. They must express their decision, which can be done verbally, through sign language, or using physical movements like blinking or squeezing a hand. This process ensures that decision-making assessments respect the individual's capacity and accommodate diverse communication methods. Incompetent adults. For adults who lack the capacity to make decisions, specific legal measures may already be in place to guide their care. 1. Advance decision. A legal document where an individual specifies their treatment preferences in advance. It must be valid, made while the person had capacity, and applicable to the current situation. 2. Lasting power of attorney, LPA. A designated person, attorney, is granted legal authority to make decisions on the individual's behalf. If no LPA exists, the deputy of the Court of Protection should be sought to manage decisions. These provisions ensure that decisions respect the individual's prior wishes and are made in their best interests. According to Gillick Competence and Fraser Guidelines. Gillick Test, 1985. This legal principle determines whether a young person under 16 has the capacity to consent to medical treatment without parental involvement. A child is considered Gillick competent if they have enough understanding and intelligence to fully grasp the implications of the proposed treatment. Fraser Guidelines. Specific to contraception and sexual health advice, these guidelines help healthcare providers decide if they can offer contraception to a young person under 16 without parental consent. The key considerations include: the young person understands the advice given. They cannot be persuaded to involve their parents. It is in their best interests to proceed with treatment. These frameworks ensure that young people's rights to confidentiality and autonomy are balanced with safeguarding responsibilities. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this part. See you again soon.